Boom! So, good evening, you beautiful people. How are you doing? Look at the state of my hair. It's another Monday. It's a brand new week. We are one Monday closer in the UK, well, in England, to the hairdressers reopening. I have booked myself in for the 12th of April, and I cannot freaking wait. You people, I don't know if Caroline or whoever else is in our community is living in Wales. Kerry, I think you might be in Wales. Then you've already got the hairdressers open, haven't you? I think. I do envy you big time. I mean, look at the state of the quiff. You could put a surfboard on my head and I should open my head up as an indoor surfboard extravaganza. So how is everybody? Is everybody well? I hope you are. Thank you so much for joining us if you are here live. If you are watching on the replay or you're listening on the replay on iTunes or Spotify, then thank you very much for listening. A few members of actonthis.tv last week tweeted that they didn't even know that you can catch up on the audio of all of these Monday Night Lives for free on iTunes and Spotify, by the way. So if you ever miss one, or you just I don't know, maybe you want a podcast to run to or something like that, or just something to listen to through the day, and you've missed some of the previous Monday Night Lives, a lot of them will be relevant forever. We talk about stuff that's evergreen, really. Then you can just search for Act on This TV, all one word though. It's all one word on Spotify and on iTunes, and you'll find something called the Act on This TV audio experience. Just subscribe to it, and what will happen is every week it'll just drop you the audio for free of tonight. It'll drop you the audio through. So you can catch up. You can still listen to everything that's going on, even if you can't make it live. But there's no excuse not to make it live. Don't just think, oh, sod it, I'll just catch the replay. Please come and hang out. Ethan says he's lost another kilogram this week. Small wins. That's 8.6 kilograms since January. Ethan, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Well done. No, congrats. And John says back to the gym in April. I can't wait to get back into the gym. Definitely, it's going to be a highlight for me. I've been out of the gym since November, and boy. Can I tell? I have certainly felt it. So tonight we are obviously going to be talking all things acting. We're going to be having a chat. If you're watching on Twitter or you're watching on LinkedIn, I at the moment only monitor the comments that are coming through on Facebook. It's just because it's a bit difficult to get them in and collate them from everywhere. So if you're currently watching on Twitter, come over to Facebook. It's facebook.com/actonthisTV. Like the page, you'll find this stream at the top of it. Or if you're on Twitter and you're on LinkedIn, and you want to listen passively tonight, that's totally cool as well. So I've got quite a lot to sort of put to you guys tonight. We're going to go over and recap on some of the main points that came out of last week's member-only mastermind session with Marvel actress Elizabeth Henstridge. Was such a good session. We hooked up with Elizabeth on Zoom. She's over in LA at the moment. She's just finished filming something called Suspicion over here with Uma Thurman. It's a brand new Apple TV Plus drama, thriller, as they're coining it. Before that, she spent 7 years, 7 seasons over in the States playing the character Gemma Simmons in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you are a Marvel fan, you will know exactly who she is. An incredible actress, but the story behind how she basically went from, doing a year's drama school over here and going, really, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, and just going for anything, any audition whatsoever, to actually going over to LA and landing the audition for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then booking it. There was a really great story to that. And there's a few morals in there, I think, that we can all learn from. So I'm going to play out tonight a couple of clips from that. If you want to watch the whole thing, I would recommend everybody watches it. Get yourself over to actonthis.tv. Here's the website. If you're a member, you will find it in your members area. If you're not a member, you can watch a little preview. I'm going to play the preview out in a minute. If you click on preview features, there's Elizabeth. You can watch a preview of what you missed, just a couple of minutes, and then obviously all previews of previous sessions. We do this every single week. We bring on a top actor, casting director. I mean, Daniel Edwards there, absolute legend. Agent, director, writer, producer. Just top people, basically, to come and have a little closed-door mastermind session with us on Zoom. You get to chat to them, put your acting career questions to them. We just have a bloody good time, and then you get loads of implementable, actionable advice that you can go away and actually put into your career to make some moves and just make shit happen. That's what we're all about. So actonthis.tv if you want to go and check out the previews. Get a membership if you want to access the full recordings of everything. You get access to like 250 hours worth plus. I've said 250 hours for about 6 months, haven't I? It must be 300 hours worth of stuff in the vault now. Plus, you get invites every single week to one of these live sessions. Not one of these that are on tonight, like a live Zoom call with our special guests. To illustrate what you might have missed on Elizabeth's call, and let me know in the chat if you were there and what you thought of the chat. I thought it was wicked. Drew, good evening. Daisy, how you doing? Hope you're well. Liz, hope you are good as well. But yeah, let us know if you were there on this call. A lot of people were. But here's just like a little 2-minute mashup of some of the things that went down. And then I'm going to play 2 clips out in particular, maybe 3 clips out in particular, that we can just dive into a little bit further. But here's just a mashup of the full thing. Star of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., playing genius, absolute genius biochemist Gemma Simmons. Also, currently shooting Apple TV Plus thriller Suspicion alongside Uma Thurman. It's actress, director, vlogger, podcaster, and so much more, Elizabeth Henstridge. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Who is Elizabeth Henstridge? I don't know. A work in progress. I think I like to remain curious. I'm very into sort of... like what my life's purpose is meant to be.
Emily Alexander in 2X. Who was Emily Alexander in Hollyoaks? What was she doing?
So then this was this small, super small part. I think I had like 3 lines. And that then got me enough money for my plane ticket to LA and was my first real credit I had. So
at what point did you start getting a sniff of what was going to become Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I mean, did you even, when you get the audition for that, do you even know that it's a Marvel very tight-lipped with even what this is?
Fitz, we could break the window.
Oh, it's too small to fit through.
No, but we might be able to use the broken glass to
cut the hydraulic line.
Yeah, to release the pressure with less pressure.
We could use some sort of lever to turn the drive cam and open the door.
What are you doing outside of auditions so you can quickly do them and then be like, right, that's done, I'm forgetting about that now?
I have found recently that I needed a passion hobby outside of acting. That's really helped me just sort of get my kicks elsewhere.
But I wanted to know like who would be good to connect with, or if it's a good idea.
Pop on IMDb Pro, that's what I did. Look at people that you like, actors that might be about the same level as you, or actors that you would like their career. See who their agents are, email them, let go of the expectations on yourself. Let go, do the hard work and then let it go. Allow yourself to be in the moment. You have the most perfect instincts in everything, and that's going to take you through the minutiae of how to do a scene, and also just trust in the journey of your career, wherever that's going to lead you.
Boom! It was such a good chat. 2 hours of in-depth conversation with Elizabeth. And you saw there as well on the trailer, we even watched her screen test for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the final audition, that was the thing that landed her the job that ultimately changed her life forever. Like, I mean, and that's great, the beautiful thing as well. I say it all the time. But like literally, you are only one audition away. Everyone on this call right now, everyone watching or listening on the catch-up or whatever, you are, please never, ever, ever forget that you are only one audition away from everything in your life, like changing, turning upside down for the better, like, for the positive. Don't think you're only one audition away from your life collapsing. No, you're only one audition away from like literally everything about your life, like 10xing in just every way, basically. So yeah, never kind of lose hope. And yeah, like, there's a lot she said there as well, just about sort of like kind of going with the flow, letting it go, just letting stuff happen as well, and letting stuff into your life and into your career. I want to dive into probably 3 clips, another 3 2-minute clips from that conversation. Like I say, if you want to watch the whole thing, get yourself over to atsonthis.tv, get a membership, and you'll find the full thing in the members area there. But the first thing that I just want to play, a first clip that I want to play, is ultimately how something that could have been perceived as the worst audition for Elizabeth, full stop, ended up, in my opinion, and probably hers as well, being the best audition. And the best audition wasn't actually necessarily the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. audition that landed her the job that changed her career. There was a series of events that had to happen to get her to that point, and one of those events at the time could have been seen as like, oh God, that was a bit of a disaster. I'm not doing that again. And it just highlights how we cannot, as human beings in all walks of life, never mind the acting industry or not, we can never connect the dots, as Steve Jobs said. We can never connect the dots looking forward. We can only ever connect the dots looking back. And there will be things in your life right now that you might have screwed up or feel you've screwed up or lost out on or missed out on, that really kind of like down the line, you'll understand why that had to be or what that led to. And there really is, I think there's a lot of scope, and maybe it just makes me feel better. But in the old adage of like, sometimes you've got to let go of the good in order to make way for the great. And letting go of that good sometimes feels awful. Sometimes it's relationships with people. Sometimes it's jobs that you really, really wanted at the time, but you can't see what's coming tomorrow or next week. And all of this stuff, as I say, you can't connect it until you start looking back on it. And right now, you might not be at the place where you can look back because not all the dots have connected yet. So again, it's about keeping the faith. It's about pushing forward. It's about not letting the industry and life beat you down. About carrying on. But this story that Elizabeth tells, I think we've got it in this 2-minute clip. I hope this is the right one. It's just an interesting insight into that and how that happened for Elizabeth. I'll sort of explain further after this clip. But enjoy this. I know you will.
The story to Hollyoaks was one of those. It's why I believe in. It put me on a path that led directly to LA and sort of finding work as an actor, because I had an audition. I had the worst audition of my life for like a cheerleading film. At the time, we'd been learning this dance to Thriller and the song. So when this audition came up, you're just applying for every single audition that ever comes onto Casting Call Pro, or I was at the time. And one of them was this cheerleading film. Yep. So it was an open casting. And I thought, well, they said you have to have a song and a dance. I was like, well, that's brilliant. I've got one. Maybe this is all meant to be. It was a dance for 4-year-olds. So I was like riding on a horse, and just, it was not, I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, but basically I was just desperate. So I go to this audition, and it was, the audition itself was like a movie, because there were people with like their legs above their heads warming up. And I realized then, oh my God, what have I done? I walked in, I saw the crash mats, and I just said, look, I'm so sorry. I think I might be wasting your time here. And they said, well, don't worry, like, just do it. Anyway, so then it turned into sort of this big laugh. The casting that came through for Hollyoaks was the same casting director as that movie. And he brought me in for Hollyoaks, and I walked into the audition, and he was like, I just had to bring you in for this part. So then this was this small, super small part. I think I had like 3 lines, and that then got me enough money for my plane ticket to LA, and was my first real credit I had that was recognized internationally, because it was on Channel 4, yep. Which when I went to America to get my O1 visa, they recognized that as a proper job, and it really helped me with my O1. So it was just what I thought was the worst audition of my life ever. Actually ended up was the best thing.
Well, not quite the best audition. We're gonna look at one of the best auditions in a minute. Boom, actsonthis.tv if you want to hear like the full story. But what an incredible story. So basically, yeah, Elizabeth is desperate for any job, as most actors are when they leave drama school or they're just starting off in their careers. She sees this thing advertised for this film, like a cheerleading type film. She's like, well, actually, you know what? To cheerlead, yeah, you've got to be able to sing and dance. I'm currently doing this thing as a children's entertainer, so I've got one of these dances. Right, I'm going to go along. Gets there, realizes very quickly, like, what have I done? This has been the worst. It's like what I feel like is the worst audition of my life, right? I shouldn't be here. Everyone else looks like they're out of fame. They've got the legs over their heads. They're all in the leotards. What the hell is going on? There's crash mats here. So then she's like, right, okay, I'm just going to have to just come clean and go, I just shouldn't be here. It's not the audition for me. They make her go through with it anyway. They all have a good laugh. She walks away feeling it's probably the worst audition of her life. She's just made a fool of herself and like, oh my God, like what on earth am I doing? Turns out Rick Laxton was the casting director. He was the casting director at Hollyoaks at the time. Thought that she took it so well and was such a good sport, was like, I've just got to bring you in for something, almost like just to make it up to you for putting you through that. She gets this tiny part in Hollyoaks, but it's just enough money to pay for her plane fare to LA, and it also counts as a credit for her O1 for the visa you need to be able to work legally in the States. And all those dots, eventually when she gets over there, gets her O1 visa, ends up with the audition for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ends up doing 7 seasons of that, changes her life completely. None of it would have happened, potentially, had that seemingly terrible audition not took place, because Elizabeth might not have been in the financial position at that time to get a plane ticket to go over to the States. And maybe 3 weeks later she would have been if that audition hadn't have taken place. But then lightning might not have struck and she might have missed that audition or missed that connection that led to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing. We just do not know, do we? Ultimately, we do not know, and you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back, okay? And you might be in a position right now in your life where you're like, I just don't understand why I'm not getting anything. I don't understand, even what I'm doing. we all feel like that sometimes. But just, you've got to have, almost just like, you've got to just kind of surrender. It's a good word, that, isn't it? I think you've got to surrender to the universe to a certain degree. As long as you are getting up each morning and you are being proactive and you are taking action, even if you feel that action is not actually getting you the results that you want, I think there comes a point where you have to surrender and go, what genuinely is, and it sounds hippie, innit, but what is meant for me won't pass me by. I just got an introduction to somebody a couple of days ago that I've got a friend who I've had 15 years, really, really close friend, and he lives between the UK and America. And I didn't know, and he didn't realise that he'd not introduced me to someone that he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I've not introduced you to this guy who works as a producer in TV, very much in the area that I want to start creating my own work within. And he's like, I've known this guy like a decade. I can't believe I've not introduced you to him yet. And then he introduces me to him on WhatsApp. We start leaving each other voice notes. We've got this little group on WhatsApp. Now realise that I know loads of people who know this guy. And like the synergy between us now, it seems like an absolutely perfect time to start working together. Now, had my mate introduced me to this guy 5 years ago, I wouldn't have known these people that gave us a common ground. He wouldn't have been as established as he is. I wouldn't have been. I didn't have the ideas back then that I now have now, and the impetus and the resources to make the stuff that I want to make. It wouldn't have kind of been the right time. Whereas now it seems absolutely perfect. And there is that, sort of like serendipity where you go, God, you know what, like, had I not done that, and had we not met there, and had that not happened, and he hadn't moved there, then, he wouldn't have introduced me to this person at this time, literally this week, at what is seemingly the right time. And I just think that really is a thing in the world. I don't know, like, it's weird, isn't it? Because I like science and I like things to be explainable, but there are certain things that you just cannot foresee happening that end up being really great down the line, but at the time, you might not necessarily think that it's spanning out that way. It's weird, isn't it? Give me some examples. Have you got any other examples in your life where you go, God, like every decision. I love the fact that every single, and this is empowering, every single decision that you have made in your life and that I have made in my life to this point has brought us to this point. As in, like, to the point where you press play on this video tonight, or if you're listening on the audio experience, you press play on your iPod, on your iPhone. iPod? People still have iPods. My mom's still got an iPod. But it's amazing, every single micro, macro decision you have made in your life has brought you to this point, to the room you're in now, to the device you've got in your hand or on your desk. You chose to buy that, or something happened. You chose to, acquire that, whatever, to the broadband provider that you ended up choosing, to, seeing a piece of ads on this content and maybe being introduced to me and then deciding to get on the email list or join the community or like the Facebook page. Every single thing, it blows my mind when I think about it. Had you made any other decision in a different way, you wouldn't be right here, right now. And I just think that, that's kind of phenomenal. It gives you a lot of power because it makes you realize that you are kind of responsible, but also you've got to throw in a little bit that sprinkling of the universe that brought you to this place, and that surrender to go, as long as I'm making the best decisions that I feel I can make, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, will do the rest. And it's nice. And sometimes, you know, you end up in shit situations. Sometimes you end up in good. But some of those shit situations turn into really good situations down the line. It's an interesting one. Alex says, I always think that. Nice one. Sam says, I'm glad my teaching assistant job didn't work out. Way better off. There you go. See, you know, better at the time you were like, oh, bloody hell, you know. Alex said, if I carried on my course at uni 7 years ago, I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't know any of you. It's funny, isn't it, man? So funny. Like, just how things happen. Like, and I say you'll go through peaks and troughs, but I think on a whole, you end up where you need to be. I think, you know, so even if you're feeling, oh God, well, you know what, my decisions right now have brought me to this trough that I'm in right now. I think you'll look back on this at some point and realize that it had to happen. It's been like that for me. Any sort of adversity in my life, bar like the deaths of people and stuff like that, you go, oh well, you know, that wasn't great. But even still, from things like that, you know I've grown a lot from that in terms of, because I've had to. You know, like when I lost my dad, it's like, well, you know, you have no alternative now. You have to choose to grow through this experience, and you do end up becoming a stronger, better person because you ended up going through that. So yeah, I think we all just need to surrender and just chill a little bit more. Second clip I want to play from Elizabeth's interview was, what was this one about? Oh yeah, something that's going to help you surrender a little bit more and just chill. And it's finding something that's going to help you turn your brain off from the acting industry, from auditioning, and from maybe the casting that you just had, or the casting you just aren't getting right now, or whatever. We all need a little bit of that. Here's some advice from Elizabeth.
What are you doing outside of auditions so you can quickly do them and then be like, right, that's done. I'm forgetting about that now. And then if that sort of recurring thought of like, oh, I wonder how that's gone, or maybe if I go and do something else, I'll get a call from my agent. How do you like keep pulling away from that like thought?
I have found recently that I needed a passion hobby outside of acting. That's really helped me just sort of get my kicks elsewhere.
And is that the producing and like the trying to chasing your own projects and directing stuff then? No.
So officially, a passion hobby has to be something you cannot earn money from. So mine at the moment is doing horse riding, because I'm not about to earn money from being a professional horse rider. So it has to be something that you love, that you can get in the zone, that you can get better at, but that you can't earn money from. It's not something I'm great at all the time, the letting go part of it, especially if you feel, it's a weird one, because if I feel like I've nailed an audition, you just get that rush of, oh, that felt good. I'm sending it. I'm driving home and I feel good, or I've sent in the tape and like I'm checking, did it definitely upload to Dropbox, because I'm going to hear anything any second. And then I get the thing of like, no, let it go. And then I get the thing of a couple of days later, if I haven't heard from my agents, being like, I should just probably email just to see about feedback, because any feedback's good feedback. And, and then Zach, my partner, is always my, he's just the voice of reason, and his whole thing is like, it really doesn't matter what the feedback is. It's either a yes or a no. So yes, they could make up some feedback that could be good or bad, but the bottom line is you either got it or you didn't. And if you didn't get it, you maybe don't want to alert your agents to the fact that you didn't get it. They're not going to forget to tell you that you got the job.
Boom, atsonthis.tv if you want to listen to the rest of that. But yeah, what's your passion hobby? And, and it made me realise on the chat that the thing that I discovered recently, that I keep saying, oh, this is a nice little escape for me, which sounds so sad for a grown man, but has been rediscovering the market for Pokemon cards. I realised that that's not a passion hobby, because it's very much like the stock market, and I trade in these cards and make and lose sometimes money from them. So I need to find something else that isn't money related. Apparently you're not allowed, if your passion hobby can't be the thing that can make you any money. It's horse riding for Elizabeth. So let me know if you have a thing that is your sort of escape. If you've had an audition or you've had a casting, whether it went well or not, what is your go-to passion where you go, you know what, because I don't think acting alone can be your only passion. I think it just makes you insane. I only know insane people who only focus on this industry. Like, and I live in this industry an awful lot. As in, like, I do this very often for 8 to sometimes 12, 15 hours a day. I've got my own acting career, voiceover career, but I still need other things. Like, the gym was a huge passion of mine before lockdown. Running, marathon running. Not done any of that recently either. Sort of let myself down there. Didn't earn a penny out of that, though. So that was good. That was definitely a passion hobby. Want to get back into that when COVID goes away. I thought Pokemon cards could have been a passion hobby, but I made some money out of that, so I'm probably not allowed. But let me know what yours is. Yeah, what is your go-to like escape? So that you you don't go insane and just overthink your auditions and autopsy them every time you've had one. Let's have a look. What's Wayne saying here? Work with people and collaborate positively. I agree with that, Wayne. Absolutely. I want to know what people's passions are. I've run out of room on the dashboard and now they're making their way around the car. What's that, Josh? What are you collecting some of them, mate? What is that? I love gardening, says Ian. Nice one, Ian. I've not even got a bloody garden, but I've got a balcony and I have my decking redone this week. So that's good. Linda's chocolate. I mean, Linda, you can't really go wrong with it, to be honest. Making clothes, says Daisy, since lockdown. Spent my money on a sewing machine. So meditative. And chocolate. Making clothes and chocolate. I love it. I love it. What's better than that? Action Force, I love from when I was a kid. Wayne, get on a bit of Action Force. I don't even know what Action Force is, but I've rediscovered my childhood with Pokemon cards, mate. Lego minifigures for Josh. Nice. Chris Stone, director, is a big Lego collector. He spends God knows how much. Although I did buy a NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, the old classic NES. I did buy a Lego version of that I haven't built yet. It looked a bit hard. I loved it in the shop, thought I'd buy that, and then thought, it's thousands of pieces, Josh. I just haven't got the time. Drawing for Alex. He loves drawing. John says, normally I go out somewhere straight after an audition. I'm looking forward to getting back to the gym and looking for more new things to do. My escape and therapy is to sing, says Brendan. Absolutely. Yeah, Brendan, you do a lot of singing, don't you, mate? You post like singing videos and stuff. Emma says she's a parent of a child actor and feel the actor's pain. A hobby is a brilliant idea. You've got to have something else, Emma, honestly, yeah. And the kids, I'm sure, have got other things. Photography for Sarah. Andrea says swing dancing. Andrea, didn't know you did swing dancing. Definitely, but not done that for... you've not done it for over a year. Well, you've got to get back on that. Maya says learning piano and having singing lessons. The gym for Nat. Love it. We're going to all be able to get back to it soon. I love the way that I think yesterday we hit a milestone. I don't know if we've beaten it today, of something like 887,000 vaccines given out in one day yesterday. Nearly getting on for 1 million a day. I think, as much as people, and we all have, haven't we, slated the government for the handling over the last... I'm not going to get political. Don't draw me in on that. We have criticised, of course we have, various things. One thing I just don't think we can criticise is the rollout of the vaccine. I think it's world beating, isn't it? Is anyone doing as good as the UK? Big us up. We've done something right for once. But it gives me a lot of hope and a lot of optimism that things can get slightly more normal. Of course, I don't imagine everything will get back to how it used to be. Probably never. I think it'll be a little while till we start handshaking again, but I'm sure that will be back at some point. But it does give me a lot of optimism for our industry as well, to open back up, and even more than it is. I usually try and box, says Karen. Teach other people to box. Makes me feel good that I can pass some skills to others. Contribution is the highest human need possible contribution. So yeah, that's why you'll feel great about that. Love going on hikes and making candles. Carrie Ann, amazing. I love it. You know what? I bought candles when I moved in here because when you're like doing up a room, of course you buy candles. Had them 2 years, never set them on fire. I'm like, what's the bloody point? I need to I don't have time to look at the candles, or I'd leave them to just set fire to the apartment or something like that. Last thing from Elizabeth's chat that I want to play out, and this is very, very simple advice initially. So this isn't in depth or anything like that, but I know there are a few people in the actonthis.tv community who are, like Elizabeth was a few years ago, interested in working in America. And that might seem far away right now because of COVID and what we were just mentioning and that sort of stuff. But I want people, and Dan Hubbard said this. I'm going to get Dan Hubbard back on soon. It's nearly been a year since casting director Dan Hubbard's, been on actsonthis.tv, but he's an absolute legend. Love the guy. And he said on that call that we had nearly a year ago, he said, listen, I want everyone here and everyone in this community to realise, I want them to believe that they truly have a global acting career in terms of your potential to work anywhere on this planet is there if you want to embrace it and you want to go out there and you want to be a bit brave and you want to step outside and go, you know what, yeah, I would like to try and have a crack at America. I know lots of my friends have done it. I had one really big opportunity about 18 months ago over in the States, and that really sort of turned, I don't know, that made that shift in my head, turned my thinking to go, God, this actually is possible. I've nearly just done it. And I got second place, unfortunately. But you know what? It just made me realise that the potential is there. I got a screen test for a really big thing with Warner Brothers. And I think it's there for all of us. So if you are curious, this was just Elizabeth's advice on just the initial steps that you would need to take if you're looking for a US agent. And it comes back to the tried and tested thing that we always talk about. You'll see what it is very quickly.
I wanted to know who would be good to connect with, or if it's a good idea.
The way I would go about it is talk to your agent saying do you guys have any contacts over there or any advice as to who to sort of reach out to first. If they say no, then fair enough. If they say yes, great, then you can talk to whoever they might know. At the same time, regardless, I would maybe hop on IMDb Pro. That's what I did. Look at people that you like, actors that might be about the same level as you, or actors that you would like their career. See who their agents are. Email them. You might have to email a lot of people. I think a reel is always really helpful. Even if it's just a self-tape that you've done, for those thinking about what you might want to put on as a self-tape to send to an agent, maybe along with your email, think about what your branding is. Be super stereotypical about what roles you think you would get cast in first. This industry is just a machine and a beast, and it wants you to be a certain thing. So you start off as that, and then when you get some leverage or create your own work, then you can kind of branch out of that box.
And last thing on this, the difference between managers and agents in the States.
So a manager in the States is somebody that is meant to be with you longer term. They are the architect of your career. They care about you. Typically, a manager has less people on their books, so they have more time for you. They're the people that you call to say, I don't know what to wear to this audition, or I messed up at work today, I need some emotional support. And then your agent is kind of the army on the front line that are kind of just shooting anything at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's less of a personal relationship typically, not always the case. I still think you should have quite a personal relationship with your agent, just because they need to know your essence and you need to be able to trust them.
And of course, that thing is bloody email people, right? It's the first step in so much of this industry, and it's the first thing that actors shit the pants about and never do. They never reach out to anybody, they don't talk to anybody, they don't make any connections. It's interesting, isn't it? What would you think if we suddenly, I don't know, if we had managers as well as agents in the UK? Would it be a good idea? The US industry does work a little bit differently. Like Elizabeth said, over there, managers tend to sort of are like the architects of your career, and we'll manage you, hold your hand throughout the way, and then the agents are the people who are hustling, getting you the opportunities. Obviously, you've got to split the commission, or you end up paying slightly more, or whatever. But yeah, what do you reckon? If you could have a manager in the UK, would you have one? Someone who was right, I don't know, I think there's probably advantages there, isn't there? What are the disadvantages? I don't know. Why have we never had them? Why is it, Tony Rossi, I think you might be on this call, and you're over in Chicago. So how are you finding it? Do you have a manager and an agent? Heather is an actor in America, but lives in the UK now. It's a tough market there, so good luck, she says. It's difficult, Heather, innit? Difficult everywhere, but I was just a big believer in meritocracy, I guess. It basically just means those who work the hardest and are the best should hopefully win. Not always the case, but I don't know. I like to believe it is a thing. Let us know if you'd have an agent and a manager, if you could, in the UK, or are you cool with you doing a lot of the architect's work yourself? John would find it helpful, he says, as someone without an agent right now. I think if you have a good personal relationship with your UK agent, it can feel like American managers. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know what it is like, but it's something to think about. Andrea says, I need a PA just so I can get everything. I need a PA, Andrea. If you get a good one, let me know, because I need about 10, to be honest. Apologies for anyone who's emailed me at Act on This this week or late last week. I'm struggling to get back to everybody now, which is nice. Shows the community's grown so much. But I do get, I remember when I first built actonthis.tv in 2010, and I'd get like one email every 2 weeks. I'd be like, oh my God, somebody's like looked at the site and they've got a question about it or something like that. And now I get 2 every 2 minutes. I get about 30 a day, which I'm super grateful for. It shows how it's grown, but it's so hard to keep up with everything. Brendan says, managers, agents, publicists, too many cooks in the kitchen. Too much commission, Brendan, isn't it? We got to, bloody hell, keep it ourselves. Ethan is a PA. Bloody hell, Ethan. Right, let us know your rates, Ethan, for me and Andrea. And how good are you? Can you answer all my emails? That would be fantastic, definitely. Alex says I need to get Petch doing more. Petch drops a weight on his head this morning. Petch is that overworked. He was doing a workout this morning, dropped a weight on his own head, and ended up in hospital, which is mental. That's how sort of the mindset Petch is in. So if you want to, if you're not a member of actonthis.tv and you want to check out the incredible interview with Elizabeth, as well as, like I say, probably 300 hours worth of incredible interviews with the biggest actors, agents, casting directors, writers, producers, and directors in the UK TV industry, go check it out. I mean, look, there's Jill Halfpenny, one of the best actresses I think we have in the UK. Sophie Holland, one of the biggest casting directors, and her entire team came on a few weeks ago. Dan Ryan, who you'll know from The Bay. Daniel Edwards is one of the biggest casting directors, co-cast Line of Duty with Kate Rose James. Line of Duty was back on last night. I'm trying to make some inroads to bring some people from Line of Duty on, whether that is the director or some of the stars of the show. I will keep you posted on that. I think anyone from that show would be a great person to have on an Act on This mastermind, so we'll keep you posted on that. But tomorrow night, obviously, we're going again. We're doing it again. You members of Acts on This, you lucky, lucky things. We're going to be joined tomorrow night by an incredible casting director, one of the nicest, although all the big ones generally the bloody nicest. One of the most exciting for me in terms of diversity and the dynamism. Is that a word? Very dynamic, like championing new talent, looking like actively going out, looking hard for new undiscovered talent. Aisha Bywaters, you'll know Aisha from maybe if anyone was auditioning for Shaheen Baig during like the height of Peaky Blinders. Aisha was Shaheen's associate for about 6 years, I think. She cast things while she was there, like Peaky Blinders, Black Mirror, lots and lots of big projects. She set up on her own in 2015. She was voted last year. Screen Daily voted her as something like Screen Star of Tomorrow 2020. I think that's something like that. And she's currently casting, I'm sure when I spoke to her, she said a BBC project, an ITV project. I might have that wrong. It could be 2 BBC projects or 2 ITV projects, but also a 10-part Netflix comedy as well. I don't know the details of that. I don't know if she's going to be allowed to tell us tomorrow night. But no, not tomorrow night. It's tomorrow afternoon. This is at a slightly earlier time. Aisha had a baby recently, about 7 months ago, and only has childcare until 5:30 p.m. And then spends time with her son in the evening. So we said, right, we're going to do this session early. So this is actually tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. till 5, going to be a 90-minute session with Aisha. It will be recorded if you can't make it live, but there might be some people who normally can't make our evening sessions and can make this one for once. So if that's you, let me know in the chat. But Aisha is one of the most lovely people I've met in this industry. Super, just, I don't know, like I say, proactive about finding real new unearthed talent. And this is going on 3:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon for all members of actonthis.tv. Actors, listen up. What are you doing on Tuesday, the 23rd of March, at the slightly earlier time of 3:30 p.m? Because I've got an incredible invite for you to our next actonthis.tv live mastermind session with this incredible woman here. It's casting director Aisha Bywaters. Aisha, thank you so much for doing this. First time on actonthis.tv. What are we going to be covering on Tuesday?
Well, I mean, it's just a case of finding out a little bit about my career. And then I'd just love to meet new actors I've met before, have a chat, any questions you have. I'm here to help. So come on down.
Absolutely, come on down. And honestly, Aisha is working on some incredible projects right now. Probably can't mention them in the trailer, but like lots of incredible stuff going down. If you want to get involved with this, you want to literally jump on camera, have a little chat with me, Aisha, little one-to-one, anything we can help you with, anything we can help you get further, basically, how we can help you get further in your acting career faster. Get yourself involved. Get yourself over to actonthis.tv/live right now for full details of how you can get involved in this session and all future sessions. We do this every single week on a Tuesday or a Thursday. And Aisha, a little bit of pressure on you now. Just put you on the spot a little bit. Why don't actors want to miss this one in particular?
Well, you know, if you want a little gossip, then please come and speak to me. It's my debut, so it should be a good time.
Do not miss Aisha's actonthis.tv debut. Get yourself over right now, actonthis.tv/live. actonthis.tv/live. If you want to get your seat, you want to get a membership to the site, you will get an invite every single week if you have a membership to one of these sessions on a Tuesday or a Thursday. But come and have a gossip. I love that he said, if you want to come and have a gossip, come and have a gossip tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 p.m. Let me know if you can be there, though. It would absolutely be amazing to see you. If you're brand new to the community, hopefully we get you on camera tomorrow, get you a little one-to-one with Aisha, but everyone will benefit from it. We're going to have a great chat about Aisha's journey into the industry, the things she likes, the things she doesn't like, her casting process, what you can do exactly to get on her casting radar, how you can reach out, what she wants to see from you, potentially, specific to the projects that she's casting right now. Just as much goss basically as we can get out of Aisha tomorrow to help you get further in your acting career faster. So actonthis.tv/live if you want to be there. Andrea says, I think I can do 3:30. You better do it, Andrea. Amanda says, yes. Ricky will be there. Amazing. I mean, how do people feel about earlier sessions? I don't know. Do people want them? I'm just happy to give you guys whatever you want. It's been 7:30 p.m. for a year now. Matt Lucas came on a bit earlier, didn't he? Because he had a lot of meetings. So I think Matt's was about 5:30, something like that. But this will be the second one that we've done earlier. But I'm up for doing some earlier sessions if people find it easier to get to the earlier ones. Sarah says, membership, how do we do it? On the bottom of the screen here, Sarah, if I don't know how to pronounce your name, some people Sara, some people Sarah, some people Sarah. I'm going for Sarah, let me know. But yeah, actonthis.tv down here, /live. You'll see a live schedule. I'll show you it now. And all you do is, so if you go to the site, actonthis.tv /live, will take you to this page here. You see a little countdown clock, 17 hours, 43 minutes and 10 seconds. That's when we're going to be live with Aisha. Oh, I think it is anyway. Yeah, it should be. Just because of the 3:30 p.m. thing. I don't know if I've set the timer here for 7:30 or 3:30. just hit one of these green buttons and it'll take you down to the bottom of the page where you'll see options for membership, basically. It'll cost you as little as, £4.75 a week if you go annual, £6 a week if you want to pay monthly. But you get 4 live mastermind calls a month. You get 2 group Q&A calls with me a month. You get an amazing networking call on the first Saturday of every month. You get 100 hours of in-depth video interviews in the vault. You also get, actually on top of that, it's probably, like I say, the recordings of all previous mastermind sessions, maybe 250 hours of previous sessions. Just incredible advice from the biggest names in the industry. Invites for exclusive workshops when we get back open again and we can, do stuff like that. But we have got one coming up online with Babu Cisse on self-tapes, BAFTA-nominated actor Babu Cisse. Free to members. They're all free. They're not like external workshops you pay for. We've got one on self-tapes coming up sometime in April. You get the iPhone and Android app as well. And you also get the ability to be an affiliate and introduce your friends and earn earn money, earn commission basically from bringing people into the community. So actonthis.tv/live. Become a member. It'll be literally the best thing you ever do for your career. I swear to God, not even joking. So yeah, come and get involved in that. And that's about it. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. Anyone got any questions? Let us know. We'll do a little bit of Q&A. I put a post out this week that was an interesting one because I'm seeing. I don't know about you. I've just seen a lot of shit pop up recently. Like in the last month or so, more than ever. What I am seeing as sort of fake acting gurus or people professing to be able to enable you to have success that they have never had. I want to know your opinion on it. I put a post out showing people really what to do before you part money with anyone. And Sarah, research me before you join the community if you haven't, or let me know if you've got any questions. I mean, these guys will all vouch. It's completely legit. I've been around 10 years. The names of the people on the website should be enough. Like, they are the biggest names in the industry. But don't just go around giving your money blindly to anyone, when they promise you something, because I've seen so much bullshit. It's almost like I'm seeing the equivalent of 20-year-old life coaches. And that's no disrespect to 20-year-olds. But I feel, you get these people who are professing to be life coaches at 20 years old, and you go, I'm sorry, you still live at home with your mum. You've not had a life yet, and it's not your fault. You've not had the opportunity. You're so young. And I'm now seeing people in the industry who have done no TV work, not a single television job, now professing to be, I'll help you do this, or I'll help you get an IMDb credit. I'm going to show you how I did this. One thing to research is definitely IMDb credits when you are looking for someone to see if they're qualified, and that just shows you basically what TV work they've done. But please as well, I could get an IMDb Pro account, create a project that could be the tiniest no budget thing and doesn't even exist, might not even exist, and I could put Alex on it and Ian on it, and I could give Brendan credit, and everyone on here, I could just put you all down as credits, and I could call that thing anything I wanted and then call it a TV series. Even if someone's got IMDb credits, please make sure that they are actually real, legit television projects. If they're saying, I'm going to help you get work in TV, or I'm going to help you in the industry, there's so much shit where they can just pull the wool over your eyes. Look at their social media, look at, not just who's following them, who they're following, but who is following them are people who are absolutely legitimate and well established in the industry, followers of theirs interacting with their content, maybe co-signing it to say it's legit. Look for testimonials from people, but they again can be faked. If you can, word of mouth from someone who is legit. It's so easy to lose money in the acting industry if you are new and you are seeing the smoke and mirrors that people are putting out there. It just makes me laugh. I just go, wow, you have got absolutely no idea what you're doing. You've had no success whatsoever. And you're charging people, or you're gonna charge people loads of money for something that you're putting together. I've done 26, 27 TV shows, decent parts, before I had the audacity to put any kind of coaching together to help people get their first TV credit. I've done it 25, 26, 27 times. I wouldn't have put a course together telling you how to get have success in the TV industry before I'd even had a job. It just absolutely blows my mind. I need to do some. I wish I could teach you guys the traditional stereotypical online marketer tactics that when you're in this game, because obviously, I know them all because I have to market actonthis.tv, so I get a lot of people showing me things that I should be doing that I often don't agree with, and I don't do them. But then I see other people doing them, and I'm I wish I could make you guys aware of how potentially you're being manipulated to part with money for shit that just doesn't work or is unqualified. It's interesting. Amanda says, agree with this so much. See who vouches for them too, and if they've been happy with what they've paid for. Yeah, definitely. Such a shame there's a lot of scams. Really, there aren't any shortcuts. People that sell are to be considering with skepticism. Yeah, I mean, the thing is for me, it's just if you're that good, if the things that you're teaching are that good, why aren't you just doing them? Why you charge other people all this money? Because actually what you're doing is you're not making money out of the thing you're teaching people to do. You're making money out of teaching people something that you're not doing, or the things that you haven't, you haven't achieved the success you're promising these people. And people are being charged sometimes, hundreds, but sometimes thousands of pounds. It's insane, and they're just really, really being taken advantage of. That's why I try and make acts on this as cheap as possible. It's £6 a week for everything that I just read out a minute ago that you get. And most people will charge £25 for a 2-hour masterclass online with someone right now. It's like, look, I'll give you 7 sessions a month for that. Some stuff, some of the bespoke stuff and the courses that I do, like one other course that I charge a few £100 for, but it's got a track record, and I can give you not just examples, but put you in touch with actors who have now landed really decent TV jobs through doing that program. Just please, ask, if you are going to buy anything, ask for stuff like that. If someone's like, oh, I want you to come on this course with me, just go, can you put me in touch with 2 or 3 past students, and then you can arrange a Zoom call with them where they're not on the call. Like the person selling you the shit can't be on that call because they could just be pressuring or feeding this person things to say. Like, you have to have an impartial view, but just please be careful. When you're out there, utilize the actsonthis.tv Facebook group as well. Even if you're not a member of actsonthis.tv, if you are a member of the site, don't forget you have the community. If I log in, I'll show you. Don't forget you've got a private community on here. This is nothing to do with the Facebook group. Click into this blue product. It says premium community, and I won't stay in there too long because it's very sort of private, and I don't know what people have posted. But you've got a buzzing forum here. It's nothing to do with Facebook. I'll come out of this quick. It's nothing to do with Facebook or anything like that. No one can see it. No one's going to be able to spy on you or anything like that. It's just for premium members of actsonthis.tv. Utilize that, say, listen, guys, this person's trying to sell me this, and I think it looks good, but has anyone got any any real experience of it? I'll obviously, I only ever, if you see me promoting something, it's because I've used it. I will never, ever, ever promote anything that I haven't used, and people will very often offer to pay me hundreds of pounds to send you lot an email promoting something, and I just will never do it. Anything, if you do see me promoting something in an email, I have done myself or I truly believe in, so I'll only, promote what is legit. If you're still on the email list, by the way, I culled 3,587 people from the actsonthis.tv email list today. So if you're still getting emails from me, you made the cull. Congrats. I just took all the inactive subscribers on it. There was like 3,500 subscribers on this email list, and they'd not opened an email from me in like 30 days. I was like, you clearly don't want to be on the list then, do you? If you've been on holiday or something and you're thinking, oh God, that might be me, and you're now not on the list, if you just go to actsonthis.tv/subscribe, you can get back on the list, but you should be. If you've opened an email from me in the last 30 days, you'll still be on the list. But there's a few people who haven't. But yeah, just be aware of the smoke and mirrors that is out there. There are some unscrupulous people out there who will just try and take your cash. So yeah, let's look after each other. If you've got any queries, obviously post in the Facebook group or post on the private community on actsonthis.tv. So I hope I will see a lot of you guys tomorrow afternoon, 3:30. If you are working or something and you can't be there, the recording might even, because it's an early start, might even be up by tomorrow night. If not, it'll be up probably before midday on Wednesday. And then I don't know who's going to be the guest for the 1st of April. Got a couple of got more than a couple of options, actually. I've been speaking to some real quality people today. An Olivier Award-winning actor, a very high-level casting director. Also, I want it right. This might not sound sexy, right? I've got 3 minutes to get this in, then I've got to ring someone at 10 o'clock. But I want to do a session with you guys. Let me know if you think you find it useful, because I know it isn't sexy, it's not going to attract people like a casting director would, but this is really important, right? I'm thinking of doing on the 6th of April, because it coincides with our webinar night, with our member, mastermind night. I want to do a mastermind on setting yourself up as a business officially. So setting yourself up officially as self-employed or as a limited company to run your acting career through with, in my opinion, the best actors accountant in the land. Like, this guy completely just transformed the way I run my acting career as a business and saves me genuinely thousands of pounds a year by the way that we run it. Now, you might not be at the point where you're like, well, I'm not earning thousands of pounds a year from my acting career. But I think if you get yourself started properly, you don't go through all the shit that I went through when I had to go, oh, now I need to start doing it properly. And for the last 5 years, I haven't. So I want to bring Glyn Jelly from Summit Chartered Accountants. He looks after some of the highest level actors in the country. And me. I'm not one of the highest level, but I was like, right, if you look after them, I want you to look after me. He just really knows his shit in terms of exactly how you go about setting yourself up from the beginning as self-employed, as a business. If you're at the level where you want to set yourself up as a limited company, he'll talk us through that as well, and just answer the questions that you might just find so hard to get answers to on HMRC. Because I don't know about you, but if you look at HMRC's website, I don't understand it. I'm like, I just cannot get my head around this. Brendan says, love Glyn Jelly. Glyn Jolly. Glyn Jolly. Carrie Ann says, yes, sounds amazing. Sounds good to me. Sounds great. Totally up for that. Nice one. Right, well, Josh says, I emailed him a few months ago, helping me out when I need. Because, I previously did a podcast with him, but it wasn't particularly long, and there was no visuals to it. It was about 90 minutes, but there was no visuals, so I can do slides and stuff, and then I can give you guys a download of the slides, after the mastermind. It just means that, you've met Glyn on the thing as well. I'm sure we'll get him, to do some kind of deal, I'm sure, for members if you wanted his help and you wanted to be with Summit yourselves. I don't get any kickback or anything like that. It's not like I'm getting paid to do it. But I just promote I'm also happily promote what I use in my own career. And Glyn has been, I can't tell you the stress he's took off my shoulders. It's all just done for me. Whereas previously I was with this other company who will go nameless, and I might as well have done my accounts myself. Because they did them wrong. They were out one year. They were out by 25% one year, and they were trying to submit it on the day of the deadline. And it was the only time in a decade where my accounts have been submitted late. And HMRC fined me. Now, not a lot because it was only a few days late, but I'd never had a fine before for a late payment or anything like that. And this is because they were terrible. Whereas Glyn, it's just amazing. I now run 2 companies in my own personal accounts, so 3 entities effectively through Glyn's company, and it's just like clockwork. Alex says, I signed up with him last year. He's been brilliant. Well, there you go, Alex. There's a testimonial for you, Glyn. Brilliant idea. Would love that. Says Caroline, not there yet, but good. No, it is so good to know in advance, Caroline. That's the thing. Even if you're not there yet, you definitely it's kind of like you will not fall into the pitfalls that I fell into, and like. I can't tell you, honestly. It sounds melodramatic, but I can't tell you how stressful it used to be. I used to hate it. And also, I used to do everything through paper. I'd print out, like literally my accounts at the end of the year, I'd go and drop them off. Like 2 lever arch files of invoices and all this shit. Oh, it was horrible. It's just horrible. So Glyn does everything digitally and stuff like that. It's awesome. I got £1,000 due to an accountant mucking up my account, says Andrea. Nice one. And Alex says, any update on B-Side? No. So 2 weeks ago, I had Kate Morrison, an incredible agent from B-Side Management, one of the, without a doubt, most prestigious. It's a brand new agency, but we're looking after some of the most prestigious names in the world. It was an awesome session, 2-hour session. It has been recorded, but I'm just not allowed to upload the recording yet. Kate's got to. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but there's still some unfinished business with the company that bought the previous company Kate was at as an agent. So we just have to hold off on the recording. I'll drop her an email to see if she's any clearer on it yet. But it is recorded, and I hope it will go up in the members area soon. But I've just got to be super respectful of the guests. So if you were there live, you might have got an exclusive session there. But I do have the recording, and I am hoping to put it in the members area. But I will just have to keep you guys posted on that. So Alex, I don't have any more updates on that, unfortunately, mate. John says he's done everything through PAYE, which is different from self-employed. It is indeed, John, without a doubt, mate. Although it depends at some point. If you start bringing in some, not significant, but, some solid money through your acting career, you can set up as a limited company, and then you can put yourself on PAYE through the company, and then you can become very tax efficient then, which is what I've done on 2 companies, only through Glyn, knowing how to do that. It's all completely above board. But yeah, it does save you a lot of money when you actually really understand, when you have someone on your team who really understands how, business and finance and tax and HMRC works. So yeah, if you guys are up for that, I'll book Glyn in hopefully for the 6th of April, because that's literally the brand new tax year, isn't it then? So we can get people thinking about it moving forward. Right, and Brendan says to finish, anyone living in Brighton with a spare room or know anyone, please let him know. Brendan O'Connor, if you want him to be your flatmate, give him a shout on Facebook. That's on this Facebook group. You will find him in there. Right, folks, going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here. It really means the world. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow afternoon with Aisha. Going to be an incredible session, no doubt. 90 minutes of absolute fire, talking about all things auditions, all things casting, what Aisha's working on, and ultimately how you, over the next few months, can get in front of Aisha for an in-person audition, maybe, or at least a self-tape until we are in the position to, be able to get back in the room with each other. I'll play this trailer out one more time for anyone who missed it before. But thank you so much for being here. Really means the world. And lastly, Sarah says, I've got no photos of a showreel. Do I need a showreel before joining? No, absolutely. So before you join the Acts on This membership, Sarah, it's nothing. It's not a casting site or anything like that. It's like an incredible community, a real tight-knit community of super inspired, motivated actors. We're all looking after each other, and every single week we bring on high-level guests from the industry, a casting director, an agent, a writer, a producer, hold a private Zoom call with them. It's a knowledge platform, really, where you get truly insider knowledge on what people are doing, how the industry works. It's the education you need of the business. It's what still to this day I don't think any drama school does. I don't think any book teaches you this stuff. I don't think there's any other course or any other platform like this out there. So it's truly unique. But no, you don't need any previous experience, or you don't need any headshots or showreel or anything like that before you join the community. It's a membership that's available to actors of all levels. If you are prepared to put in the work, take action, be supportive of each other, share information, we'd love to have you on board. It's completely separate to any kind of casting site or anything like that out there. So check it out, actsonthis.tv /live if you want to check out the live schedule and become a member. I will play out Aisha's trailer one more time, and I'll see you tomorrow 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Until then, gotta need a haircut. Lots of love. Bye for now. Actors, listen up. What are you doing on Tuesday, the 23rd of March, at the slightly earlier time of 3:30 p.m? Because I've got an incredible invite for you to our next actonthis.tv live mastermind session with this incredible woman here. It's casting director Aisha Bywaters. Aisha, thank you so much for doing this. First time on actonthis.tv. What are we going to be covering on Tuesday?
Well, it's just a case of finding out a little bit about my career, and then I'd just love to meet new actors I've met before, have a chat, any questions you have. I'm here to help, so come on down.
Absolutely, come on down. And honestly, Aisha is working on some incredible projects right now. Probably can't mention them in the trailer, but like lots of incredible stuff going down. If you want to get involved with this, you want to literally jump on camera, have a little chat with me, Aisha, little one-to-one, anything we can help you with, anything we can help you get further, basically, how we can help you get further in your acting career faster. Get yourself involved. Get yourself over to actonthis.tv /live right now for full details of how you can get involved in this session and all future sessions. We do this every single week on a Tuesday or a Thursday. And Aisha, a little bit of pressure on you now. Just put you on the spot a little bit. Why don't actors want to miss this one in particular?
Well, if you want a little gossip, then please come and speak to me. It's my debut, so it should be a good time.
Do not miss Aisha's That's On This.tv debut. Get yourself over right now, atsonthis.tv/live.